What's up, guys? Today in the shop, we have our Element Ecto 12 on the bench. The guys over at Element sent this over. That way we could give it a once over and do what we do to all of our stuff and make it awesome. So an awesome little breakdown. You have the Element body, replicates the 10 scale Ecto, and their brand new chassis. Looks pretty awesome. You get a 380 style motor. You have your 2-in-1 Fly Sky brushed ESC / receiver. You got your battery here, plastic shocks, metal flat rate chassis rail, plastic links, plastic drive shafts. Looks like you get a CV up front, pretty decent amount of steering here. These awesome wheels, which are glue-on, not beadlock. Yeah, overall truck, it kind of resembles the 10 scale rig. I mean, the pumpkin looks kind of similar, front and rear. You have your plastic links down here. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go through, get a quick stock running video like we always do, and then see what we can change. Maybe we put a new servo in it. Maybe we adjust a couple things here and there. Obviously, I'm sure new wheels and tires because these feel hard. So let's get into it. Let's see what we can do. Okay, guys, as you saw, we ran the truck on our baby rocks and the entry level of our main rock crawling section. And you saw a lot of the downsides to a stock, ready to run 12 scale truck. It's to be expected. The servo is very weak and doesn't perform up to our standards here at REEFS RC. So what we're going to be doing is installing our 400 LP in the front. And you're probably thinking that's not going to fit because this is not a standard size servo. And the millions of emails we've received are correct. But we went ahead and just designed up and printed this part is printed in ABS and we designed it in-house. If you like the idea of this part, comment down below. Do you want a 3D printed one? Do you want us to make a molded one? Do you want a new metal one? What is this? This part should be hosted on our website at the release of this video. So if you have a 3D printer, you can go ahead and print it. Remember, this is a functioning part. So for you that can only print PLA, it's not going to be the best option to hold up to the abuse that you're going to throw into this servo hooking this together. But let's go through, get this installed. All right, guys, now that we have the stock servo out, I just removed the mount, left it all in there. We're going to put our new mount in. Since this mount is 3D printed, I highly recommend you thread in your mounts. So you can get a tap and die system. This is kind of an old specialty one, but you can get one on Amazon. You can get one at Harbor Freight. And I would just go in and tap these threads to 3mm because that's the size we're going to be using. And then that way, when you're going to thread them in, you're not worried about heating up the plastic and just sinking it in. You're going to have an actual thread for this to grab onto. So that's what I'm going to do right here. Guys, round one of our Element Ecto 12 is complete. We went through and adjusted as many things as we could, and most of these are going to be free upgrades. Obviously, the servo is not, but let's go through it. To start off, I went ahead and took the winch and I sucked that in as far to the body as I possibly could. We took off the stock servo and the stock servo mount. I put in our raw 400 LP and our brand new servo mount that will be available for a 3D printed file on our website. If you're looking for it in metal, comment down below. I'll try to get the guys to make it metal for you. But those were the first round of upgrades we did. We did have to make a custom link for the front end. It is not the factory link, as you can see there. The rod ends are set up for a 2.5 millimeter bolt, not a 3 mil. So I ended up threading it in and then put a bolt or a nut on the back side of our servo horn. So if you're doing this, either you're gonna have to drill out your hollow balls, change these over to a 3 mil hollow ball, or put a nut on it. I think a nut's gonna be more than enough for how light this truck is. After that, I went through and I took the shocks off. I rebuilt front and rear shocks. I went with 20 weight. I don't think it was thick enough for my liking, but we'll see. I might go to like 35 or maybe even 40 to kind of play around with that. Still kind of cold, so I didn't want to go too heavy and then have it not move. When I did that, I also went ahead and put them in the rearmost position on the shock tower, front and rear, just to give us more of a laid down angle. A little less spring rate should be more ideal for this truck. I also went through and removed or loosened up all of the preload to get us a nice low slung look. While I was doing that, I took the battery tray off the rear, I put it on the front, and I used the front shock bolts to hold that on. I went to a 2.5 by 20 to hold it in. I think a 2.5 by 22 would be ideal. Didn't have them. That's what I had, put it in. It's obviously just held on by the top mounting section. If you're that worried about it, you could take a drill through the frame, mount the lower section with some spacers. This battery is super light. There's not a lot going on. I don't think it's necessary, but if it's worrisome to you, very easy just to mark and drill. Super easy fix. I did not replace the supports back here. I don't think they're needed. I think there's plenty of supports here and here, and I think we'll be fine. There's no issues there at all. We went ahead and upgraded our wheel and tire combo. I would not recommend these wheels. The stub axles on these are pretty short because the hexes are super wide. So you don't have a ton of threads sticking out, and I am barely holding these on. They're held on by hopes and dreams at this point. In the next episode, we'll probably have a different wheel and tire combo on here, but this was what I wanted for tire height, and this is what we had the wheels on, and I didn't feel like going through and trying to remount them specifically because they're on 1.9s with 1.55s. But this is round one upgrades. As you can see with the body on, we're looking at a mean look. Everything looks super aggressive now, which is awesome. The winch is sucked up right against that bumper. If you wanted to do more, you could take the bumper off, suck the winch in more. I mean, take the winch off, suck the bumper in more, drill new holes, and that would give you even more tire clearance. But I mean, we're pretty good. It's not crazy right now. That's a decent tire clearance. Everything looks awesome. As far as the 400 LP goes, we will flip this on. And I mean, guys, like, I mean, 400 ounces versus it's probably like 60 ounces, all that torque, all that speed, the whole car is moving. We are ready to hit the rocks. We're ready to turn the earth. Let's go get a running video.